here's something you probably don't want to hear. Your habits aren't failing because you're weak. They're failing because they're designed to fail the moment motivation disappears. Think about it. Every time you quit, it wasn't because you couldn't physically do the push-ups, or write one sentence, or take 3 breaths. It was because your system depended on a feeling. And feelings are liars. Motivation is like a guest who never shows up on time. Sometimes it arrives early, sometimes late, sometimes not at all. And if your habits depend on that guest, you'll keep waiting at the door, frustrated, stuck, and disappointed. But here's the twist. The most disciplined people in the world, Navy SEALs, elite athletes, and entrepreneurs, don't trust motivation at all. They build habits that survive the worst days: exhaustion, chaos, stress, even failure. Habits so small, so automatic, they run when your brain screams, "Stop." And today, we're going to show you exactly how to build those habits.
Hey, wake up, it's a brand new day. Your dreams are calling, don't fade away. Turn it up, feel the beat inside. It's your moment, it's your time to rise. We're learning, going, finding my way. Everyone knows about it, day. Fight gas and let your mind ignite. Chase your pole, just shine the ride. Step by step, come on, move and stall. Every storm in it to belong. Tune it now, let your soul be free. This is where we're meant to be. Oh, 5-Path Podcast, let's go. Energy and heart ready to go. Together we rise, yeah, don't look back. This is your 5-Path track.
Hey folks, welcome back to Thrive Path Podcast. Episode 2 was all about discipline systems, anchors, stacks, fail-safes, and evening resets. And the feedback was incredible. Some of you said your anchor rituals kept you consistent even on chaotic days. Others said your evening reset helped you sleep better and wake up clearer. That's the kind of energy we're carrying forward today. But here's the thing, discipline isn't tested on easy days. It's tested on the hard ones. So in episode 3, we're going to build habits that survive those tough days. Habits that don't care if you're tired, stressed, or unmotivated. Habits that run anyway.
Hi everyone, it's great to be back with you. I loved seeing how many of you actually practiced the systems from episode 2. Anchors, stacks, evening resets. That shows you're not just listening, you're applying. And that's the key. Practice beats motivation. So today, let's get practical. We'll break down 3 frameworks. 1, minimum viable habits, the smallest version that still counts. 2, fail-safes, backup plans that guarantee consistency. And 3, friction and flow design, making good habits easier and bad habits harder. By the end of this episode, you'll have a toolkit you can apply immediately. Not tomorrow, not next week, tonight.
So basically, we're building habits that don't care if I'm tired, stressed, or unmotivated?
Exactly. Because discipline isn't about how you feel. It's about what you've designed. And once you design habits that survive tough days, you stop relying on motivation. You start relying on systems. That's where real consistency lives. Here's the first framework: minimum viable habits. Most people design habits too big. They say, I'll run 5 kilometers every morning, or I'll write 3 pages in my journal every night. But what happens on a tough day? They skip. And skipping once often turns into skipping for weeks. The solution? Shrink the habit down to its smallest possible version. We call this the minimum viable habit. It's the version that still counts even when you're exhausted, stressed, or unmotivated. Let me give you some practical examples. Full habit, 30-minute run. Minimum viable, put on shoes and walk for 5 minutes. Full habit, 20-minute meditation. Minimum viable, take 3 deep breaths before coffee. Full habit, 3 pages of journaling. Minimum viable, write 1 bullet. What worked today? Notice something? The minimum viable version is so small, your brain can't say no. And once you start, you often do more. But even if you don't, you've still kept the chain alive. That's how identity shifts, from someone who quits to someone who shows up.
So it's like tricking your brain. You start so small it can't resist.
Your brain resists big changes, but it accepts small ones. And once the small ones stick, they grow. That's how you build unstoppable momentum. Your turn. Pick one habit you've been struggling with. Shrink it to the smallest possible version. Want to exercise? Do 1 push-up. Want to journal? Write 1 word. Want to meditate? Take 1 breath. Do it daily for a week. Then tell us what happened. Drop your minimum viable habit in the comments, because when you share, you inspire someone else to start small too.
I like that. It feels like closing the gap between who I want to be and who I actually am. Instead of waiting for the perfect day, I can show up even on the worst day, and that's powerful.
Here's the second framework: fail-safes. Most people design habits as if life will always be perfect. They imagine quiet mornings, unlimited energy, no interruptions. But reality? Chaos, stress, kids crying, meetings running late. And when reality hits, the habit collapses. Fail-safes are your insurance policy. They guarantee you'll still show up, even when the day goes wrong. Think of them as backup versions of your habits. If the full version fails, the backup keeps the chain alive. Let's make this practical. Full habit, 45-minute gym workout. Fail-safe, 10 squats and 10 push-ups at home. Full habit, 20-minute journaling session. Fail-safe, 1 bullet, what I learned today. Full habit, 15-minute meditation. Fail-safe, 3 breaths before bed. Notice the pattern? Fail-safes aren't about doing less. They're about never doing nothing. They protect your identity as someone who shows up daily.
So it's like having a plan B for discipline?
Exactly. Think of it like this. Airplanes have backup systems. Hospitals have backup generators. Your habits need backup versions. Because consistency isn't about perfection. It's about reliability. Your challenge: pick one habit you care about. Write down your full version. Then, design your fail-safe version, the backup you'll do when life gets messy. Example: full habit, 30-minute run. Fail-safe, walk around the block once. Share your fail-safe in the comments. We'll read them and maybe even feature some in the next episode.
I like that. It feels like building resilience into the system. Instead of quitting when life gets messy, I just switch to the backup. And that means I never break the chain.
And that's the point. Fail-safes make discipline bulletproof. They turn chaos into consistency. They guarantee that even on your worst day, you still show up. And showing up is what rewires identity. Here's the third framework: friction and flow design. Habits don't just depend on willpower, they depend on environment. If your environment makes a habit easy, you'll do it. If your environment makes a habit hard, you'll avoid it. So the secret is simple. Reduce friction for good habits, increase friction for bad ones. Let's make this practical. Good habit, journaling. Reduce friction, put your notebook on your pillow so you can't sleep without writing. Bad habit, late night scrolling. Increase friction, leave your phone in another room before bed. Good habit, morning workout. Reduce friction, lay out your clothes and shoes the night before. Bad habit, junk food snacking. Increase friction, don't keep chips in the house. Make fruit the default option. Notice the pattern? You don't fight habits with willpower. You fight them with design. You make the right choice easy and the wrong choice hard.
So it's like hacking the environment instead of hacking my brain?
Your brain is lazy. It takes the path of least resistance. So if you design your environment, discipline becomes automatic. You don't need motivation because the setup does the work for you. Your challenge. Tonight, change one thing in your environment. Make a good habit easier or a bad habit harder. Examples. Put your water bottle on your desk so hydration is automatic. Hide your TV remote in a drawer so binge watching takes effort. Place your running shoes by the door so exercise feels natural. Then tell us what you changed. Drop it in the comments, we'll read them, and maybe even feature some in the next episode.
It feels like discipline isn't about forcing myself, it's about designing my space. If I make the right choice easy and the wrong choice hard, I win.
And that's the point. Friction and flow design turns discipline into default. It makes good habits automatic and bad habits inconvenient. And when you combine this with minimum viable habits and fail-safes, you get a system that survives any tough day. So let's recap what we built today. We started with the truth. Motivation is unreliable. Then we build 3 frameworks to make habits survive tough days. Minimum viable habits, tiny versions that keep the chain alive. Fail-safes, backup systems that guarantee consistency. Friction and flow design, environment hacks that make good habits automatic and bad habits inconvenient. Together, these frameworks form a discipline system that doesn't collapse when life gets messy. It's not about hype, it's about reliability. And reliability is what rewires identity. You stop being someone who tries, and you become someone who shows up.
Man, I love this. It feels like we just built armor for our habits. Like, no matter how bad the day gets, I've got a backup plan, a minimum version, and an environment that pushes me forward. And that's powerful. Because now discipline isn't about waiting for motivation. It's about systems that run automatically.
All right, here's your challenge. Share your minimum viable habit, your fail-safe, or your environment hack in the comments. Because when you share, you inspire someone else to start. And that's how we build a community of resilience. Together. And don't forget, smash subscribe on YouTube for more life-changing systems. Follow us on Spotify and Telegram at ThrivePathPod for daily training and behind-the-scenes content. Share this episode with someone stuck in the motivation trap because you might just change their life.
All right, folks, that's a wrap for episode 3. Go design your fail-safes, shrink your habits, and hack your environment. Catch you next time on Thrive Path Podcast, where we turn struggle into strength and discipline into freedom.
And for me, stay curious, stay bold, and remember, discipline is a system, not a mood. See you in episode 4. Until then, keep practicing, keep designing, keep thriving.